I'm Marcus Johnson.
And I'm Marquita Johnson.
And we came to 901 Church just kind of after a family meeting that we had. We were going to a smaller church at first, and I got stuck in a way, just in our journey, in our religious journey. One of the reasons why we were trying to transition was just seeing how our daughters were kind of becoming not as excited to go to church as they used to be. We passed by this church all the time when it was on Old Brownsville, and so I got to put my 2 cents in. I was like, hey, I want to try 901 Church, and everybody was kind of hesitant at first. They didn't really know, and so I talked them into it.
First thing I do is research the church, and we noticed that, hey, they have kids ministry going on. And during that time on our first visit here, it was just a breath of fresh air, just from the welcoming. As our family got out the car, it was people that were so interested in us, even in a parking lot, of like, wow. From that moment, just walking into the auditorium, we just felt connected. And one of the greatest things was that our 5th grader was actually able to go to a class that very first day. And we were like, wow, she's able to go to class.
I was hooked. And I think what really hooked me was seeing my daughters light up when they were here.
As we began to leave the church, our youngest actually said, I made 2 best friends today.
Yeah, that was
and that was priceless. Even as before we could even exit the building, she was so excited, like, I met 2 best friends. And it's just like something sat with us then. Once we got back to our car, that they were just like, this feels like home. On that very first Sunday, 2 things we had been praying about, God showed us, like, hey, these are the things that this church offers. Usually I would have to drag them out the bed to get up for church, but now they're beating me getting ready for church, and they want to get here not only on time, but if we're on time, they consider it late now. Something that I've also noticed in Kayla is that her relationship that she's building with friends. A lot of time with younger kids, it's hard to establish relationships outside of school. So we wanted her to kind of build those relationships, not just at school, but also within the community. And now she's able to actually grow. Seeing her grow at this church has just been tremendous. Like, from her prayer life to the conversations that she have, even just the lessons that she discussed after church. She actually gets in the car and we're like, what did you learn in church today? And she actually has a lesson that she's able to share with us.
Seeing my daughters happy makes me happy. Seeing my daughters makes my wife happy, and when, happy wife, happy life. But it has brought us closer spiritually as well. Just seeing them being on fire to want to come here to, actually have that conversation, those conversations about what they learned in church, having them talk about it and relate to them.
With our girls attending 901 Church now, and being able to have those open communications with us, it also opened our communication as a couple more. Are we going deeper with our girls? Things that we weren't even aware of, especially like our oldest daughter. She went through some challenges in middle school, and things that she didn't feel quite open and to share with us. But once she came here, she was able to share those things of, hey, I feel like I'm not in this alone, and now I have a village that I feel like I can connect with. My biggest fear is that they don't know who God is, and we don't have that fear anymore as a couple. Having a place for my girls to have the diversity that 901 offer, it brings something that I didn't get to experience as a child. But we as parents wanted that diversity because we know how important it is. Just like Pastor says, heaven doesn't look like one. It looks like all.
To bring them up and to show them how the world could look or should look, not only just in school, but actually in the church, where they can feel at home and feel like they can be themselves no matter how they look or whoever is around them. That diversity to me speaks volumes, and it really shows our daughters that, hey, this is the world that we live in, and I can make an impact in this world regardless of how I look. Having the actual pastors seeing our daughters from a different light, just actually, getting to know them on a personal level. One of the pastors asked her to give her the schedule to her lacrosse games so that they can go and visit them. So it's those little things like that. It's like getting to know the youth, and you're investing not only your time but your energy into them.
Is it important for us to invest into 901 kids? I guess the simple answer would be they're our future. I feel like anything that you consider as a priority, you invest in. Where do we want to be in 25 years? Where do we want to be in the next 5 years? And in the next 5 years, the little kids that are now in 901 kids will be in 901 youth. What better way than to pour into the kids and they actually see the foundation of that? So one of the things that I take value in is that I get to do it. It's not that I have to do it, but I get to do it.
Just hearing the plans as far as having an auditorium for the kids, for them to have their own service, to me, I think that sends me over the moon. So my daughter, who when we first got here, she went straight to Kids Life. She didn't even get a chance to see the main auditorium. And then when she finally did see it, she was, wow, this is so great. So to have her own auditorium to where she can have praise and worship and an actual message, and that's awesome. I'm excited about that.
I'm so excited to see is what is it that God is gonna do through our kids in 901, because they're gonna be the ones that are on stage next. They're gonna be the ones that's stepping into those leadership roles. I think that's what I'm so excited that I get to be part of, seeing our kids become the leaders that I know they're gonna be because of 901 Church.
The kids are the future. They're the future of the church. They're the future pastors. They're the future leaders. They're the future presidents. They're the future teachers and doctors. And that opportunity is there because with this 901 Church is going to be growing. It is growing. I think it's important for you to get involved because you're helping the youth with this journey called life.